say this, but I have reason to believe that I, Reginald Lewis, may become the first visual artist in history to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. And why do I believe this? Because in recent time, I have seen a couple of my images touch people in ways that transforms their life. And I believe if I am permitted to share this with the rest of the world, that would be the logical conclusion. But I don't want to speak about this. I would simply like to share it with you. So if you have some patience and allow me to dim the light, I will show you what has come through me. So let me be brief, let me explain. Do you have any idea how it feels to be afraid to share your art, to expose it to people while you're out in public because of the uncontrollable emotional responses that may come from them? For example, I'm riding home one day on a 5 train from work, and all of a sudden, this older man who was standing over me, yes, I should have given him my seat to begin with, but I wanted to look at this work that I was trying to organize for this other piece. But as he's standing over me, and I'm thinking he's judging me for not being kind enough to give my seat up to him, I look him in the eye and I see tears welling up. He's looking down at my work, and I'm getting ready to say, wait a minute, sir, if you would really like to sit. No, he said, no, I don't want to sit. He said, just please let me look at your work a little longer, because it's reminding me of this delicate place of my childhood. That's what he told me. He said, sir, would this happen to be some kind of wild animal from the jungle of sorts? And he shared with me how he had spent time as a little boy in some rainforest somewhere that I don't know the name of, and I didn't even understand the pronunciation, or whatever you want to call it, but it touched me. He says, yes, these look like 2 little eyes there, and this was some kind of nose, and roughly a mouth. And he spoke of this little animal that would reside in trees and make these lovely sounds that would put grandparents to sleep at night. And I didn't know that, but it worked for him. And that was like the first time I realized that this can have an impact on people. Another time, I'll tell you what happened. Same piece, but the woman was standing at a different angle. And once again, I know I should have gotten up for her, because she had to be about 7 to 8 months pregnant. But you know what? I had these ideas I was trying to work out. And yes, I felt guilty, but when I finally decided, you know what? I get off in a stop. Maybe I should give her my seat. She has been standing for about 7 stops. Other people were also being insensitive, of course. But she said, is this here what I think it is? I see a little birdie here, and I see his beak and a wing, and somehow I see him trying to fly off into the future. And somehow, I said, no, that wasn't the intention. But if you see that, then I see it, and it's a beautiful thing. And there you go again. This idea of mystery showing itself. So I had the old man. He told me about his past and how I connected to him. Then I had the young woman with baby in her belly, who told me how I connected to her future. And it also works on the present, and this is how it did that. So this is in my lap, and I see these 4 guys get on the train, and immediately they see this other guy across the way, and I hear them start talking like, yeah, I think that's the guy that, fronted on us, and he kind of tried to go. The bottom line is they had planned to hurt this young man, to pummel this man. And even though they may not have used the word pummel, I could see it in their eyes. So as they're walking by me, the last guy looks down in my lap and he sees this from this angle and he says, wait a minute. Wow, you see this thing right here? I took my girlfriend out yesterday and we had this sushi and it just kind of reminded me of something that reminded me of love. And he told his guys, wait a minute, yo, no, stop. We're not going to do that to this guy today. And he asked the other 3 guys to come over to take a look at this. And as the one guy, he saw the sushi and the love. Another guy, he saw like a little area where a little boat docks. Another guy, he saw like a little bird upside down. And he saw little legs over here of a mosquito. And he said, yes, the mosquito may have bit me and caused me a rash and a pain and I itched and I created a scab. But you know what? It's still life. So what happens here, this thing operates on the level of the past, the future, and the present. And it changes people's lives. So all I am saying is, open your eyes to this and be patient, be present, and it will give you some kind of gifts. And this is just but one out of many pieces I have that have this mysterious quality where things start popping out at you that you didn't anticipate. And I, as an artist, did not put intentionally. So, on that note, I simply would like to leave you with this piece and see where it takes you, and I'll see what happens when the Nobel Committee takes a look at this material. Thank you.